Okay, before we go on to our lesson, understanding percentage, so let us answer this question first. So, what is percent? Okay, so percent means every 100. Okay, so how we get that every 100? Per means every. Okay, every. Okay, and then cent means century or 100. Okay, so let's see one example. So there is grid. This grid is 10 by 10 grid, which is has 100 squares. Okay, so for example, we have 15%. Okay, so let's shade the 15%. 1, 2. So this one line is 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, 12, 15. Okay, so now we have 15. So this is our 15%. Hi, today we are going to learn about understanding percentage. Okay, in this lesson, we usually are given 10 by 10 grids having 100 squares. So some of these squares are shaded, as you can see now on our screen. So we are asked to find the percentage of squares that are shaded. But before we start finding the percentage of squares that are shaded, so let us see what are the rules or steps for finding the percentage of shaded squares. Okay, so first step, the shaded squares are counted and the number of such squares is found. So this number of shaded squares is out of 100 squares in the box or in our grid. Okay, this grid on the screen, the 10 by 10 grid. Okay, so last step. Therefore, by definition of percentage, this number itself is the percentage of the shaded squares in the grid. Okay, so let's do the first example. If the number of shaded square in 10 by 10 grid is says 18, then the percentage of the shaded squares in the grid is 18%. Okay, so let's do the first one. Okay, so let's write the percentage of the shaded squares for given grid. So this is our given grid. So we have to do the first step. So the given is 10 by 10 grid having 100 squares. Okay, so the number of shaded squares gives the percentage of the grid as that is out of total of 100 squares. So the number of shaded squares is 71. Okay, 71. So therefore, the percentage of the shaded squares is equal to 71%. Okay, so in example number 2, write the percentage of the shaded squares for given grid. Okay, so the same step. Let us count the shaded squares. So one straight line is 10. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means there are 14 shaded squares. So therefore, the percentage of the shaded squares is equal to 14. So this is 14 squares, and that is equal to 14%. Okay. Okay. So the last example, write the percentage of the shaded squares for given grid. So let us count this. So we all know that this 10 by 10 grid are having 100 squares. Okay, so let's count. One line is equal to 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So that means this the shaded squares is 65 squares. So therefore, the percentage of the shaded squares is 65%. Hi, so at this time, we are going to shade the grid as indicated. So let's do the first example. It says shade 25%. Okay, so let's count 25. Okay, so one straight here is 10. So it should be 10. Oh, sorry. Let me make it thicker. Okay, so this should be 20. And then 5. 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is our 25%. How about the other one? 45%. So it should be okay, this one is 10. And then 20. T. 40. Okay, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is 45%. Okay. So is 25% when we write this in fraction. This is 25 over 100. Okay, and then this 45 out of 100 when we write this in percent. This is 45%. Or 45 per hundreds. 45 hundreds. Okay.